All right, welcome. Today we're going to dive into this incredible story from the Bible. It's a story where a royal death sentence, of all things, becomes the unlikely start of a nation's salvation. It really is just a powerful look at how God's plan can unfold, even in the most dangerous of times, and it proves that his work is truly unstoppable. So this quote right here, this is actually the triumphant end of the story. And to really feel the power of this moment, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. So let's do that. Let's explore the incredible journey that leads to this one moment of naming and salvation.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to walk through the gripping story itself, and then we'll unpack the really powerful lessons we can all draw from it. All right, let's dive in. To really feel the full weight of this story, you have to understand the political climate at the time. This wasn't just a difficult time for the Hebrew people, it was a deadly one.
So you have the ruler of Egypt, Pharaoh, giving this absolutely terrifying state-sanctioned command. It was a brutal attempt to control the Hebrew people, to stop them from growing in number and in strength. Can you just imagine the fear that must have gripped every single Hebrew family? What do? It seems totally impossible, right? You've got a direct order from the most powerful ruler in the world. But this is where one family makes a courageous choice that changes the course of history. And this is so important. This story isn't just about escaping danger. It's really about how one mother's profound faith became the spark, the catalyst for God's entire rescue plan.
So for 3 whole months, she managed to protect him in secret. But, a growing baby can't be hidden forever. So she took this huge risk. She wove a small basket, waterproofed it with tar and pitch, and basically turned it into a tiny little ark for her son.
Just stop and think about the immense faith this took. She placed her child into the very river that was supposed to be his tomb. By doing that, she was placing him directly into God's hands, trusting in a plan she absolutely could not see. Okay, now this is where God's plan starts to unfold in such a surprising way. See, he doesn't just intervene from way up high. He actually uses the most unlikely people right in the heart of the conflict.
And who finds the child? Of all people, it's Pharaoh's own daughter. She knows immediately this is a Hebrew baby, one of the children her own father has condemned to die. But instead of enforcing that cruel decree, she's moved with compassion.
And this is just brilliant. It shows the quick thinking and the incredible courage of Moses' sister. She wasn't just watching helplessly from the sidelines. No, she saw an opening, an opportunity created by the princess's compassion, and she bravely seized it. This is a stunning, almost unbelievable turn of events. Think about it. Not only is the baby saved, but his own mother is now getting paid by the royal family to care for him, safely, in his own home. God didn't just protect him, he provided for him in this incredible way.
So, that's the incredible story. But it doesn't just end there, right? It's packed with powerful lessons for us today. And the first one is all about the nature of faith.
What this really boils down to is that Moses' mother acted in pure faith. She did what she knew was right, protecting her son, and then she simply trusted God with a future she absolutely could not control. Her faithful obedience, even in the middle of all that uncertainty, is what created the opening for God to perform this amazing miracle. She did her part and then trusted God to do his.
So how do we apply this? Well, it kind of boils down to 3 things. First, obey God even when the outcome is totally unclear. Second, place what you love most into God's care. And third, trust that God is working in ways that are way beyond what you can see. It's this simple pattern: act, release, and trust. All right, on to the second powerful lesson. This one shows us just how creative and really how wide-reaching God's plan can be. He often works through people we would least expect.
Think about who God used in this story. A faithful mother, a clever sister, and even the compassionate daughter of the enemy. It just goes to show you, God's purposes are not limited by human power or where you stand. He can work through absolutely anyone to get his will done.
So for us, this is a real call to be open, to be willing to be used by God in simple ways, to start looking for God's hand in unexpected places, and to always remember that his plans are so much greater than any human power. So when you put the whole story and these powerful lessons together, it all points to one profound and honestly incredibly encouraging conclusion about the nature of God himself. And here it is. God's plans simply cannot be stopped. That's the bottom line.
What began as a king's death sentence became God's story of salvation. It proves, without a doubt, that no human decree, no matter how powerful, can ever overturn His divine purpose.
So that's the big question for us, isn't it? What seems impossible in your life right now that you can place in God's hands today? This whole story challenges us to look at those situations and trust them to an unstoppable God. Thanks so much for watching, and we really hope this gives you something to reflect on.